guys, welcome to Growing My Green Thumb, where you get to watch me grow my green thumb. So I am in Zone 9A in South East Louisiana, and I started gardening last April when the shutdown started. So I ended up tearing up my entire front yard flower garden in the last year and replacing it with garden boxes, some raised beds for mostly vegetable gardens, and some edible flowers, kind of a Potager style gardening. So thanks for joining in, and let's get to the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to the garden. So today I want to take a look at how the tomatoes look since we uncovered them yesterday, and some of the other plants too. We uncovered them after the freeze that we had. It was 16 degrees below freezing for several days here in Southeast Louisiana, and I used a combination of mulch, fleece blankets, cardboard boxes, and plastic to cover up these tomatoes and other plants, and they might have survived. So let's have a look, see how they look. This is one of the ones I was really concerned about. I really wanted this one to live because I don't know what kind of tomato this is. My tags all faded, and this is the first time I grew these. As you can see here, they look okay. They definitely have, they're not the best that they've ever looked, but the flowers look like they might have even survived. Look at that. That's really cool. So we'll see. These might make it, and I might have some ripe tomatoes later. These are my Creole tomatoes here. Let's see, these are kind of yellow, definitely spotty here. Here. But check out these flowers. The purple orac. We'll see if these seeds survive. If they do, we might have some volunteers, which is what I was hoping for. Let's go take a look at these tomatoes over here. These here, they don't look too badly damaged. Here and this one, again, I don't know what kind these are, but I was hoping if I could get them to ripen up, I'd be able to determine which kind they were, because they definitely did well. They were uncovered most of the winter. So, oops, look at that. Whoops, lost those two little flowers. But they don't look like they're all the way dead. They might live, and we'll see. I'll let y'all know if we get some ripe tomatoes from these plants. This is another tomato plant in a separate bed. This one wasn't very big to begin with. I wasn't that concerned about this one, but you can see it still looks okay. The growing tip is still intact. The leaves are still looking okay considering it's the winter time and it got a lot of moisture, which tomatoes don't usually like so much moisture. So we'll continue to let this one grow. I wanted to show y'all here what happened to my lettuce. This is a romaine type lettuce that I let go to seed because I wanted to collect the seeds from it. And well, you can see this one was uncovered, and the seed heads really took a freeze, and they probably won't make any viable seeds for me. The leaves had a lot of damage from the cold here. These brassicas though, these flowers look great. Let's see if I can catch that one for you. Check that out. These look fine. These are my early Jersey Wakefield cabbages. They look fine, even though the outer leaves got some damage. They look pretty beautiful, actually. I hope that they mature quick enough that I can actually harvest a head off of them before the weather gets too warm. But they're beautiful nonetheless, and so I'll keep growing them even if they don't make heads. Y'all check that out. Y'all see the little bumblebee? Look at that. It was 16 degrees here earlier in the week, and now I have a little bumblebee on my tender mustard green flowers. How awesome. I did have these plants covered with an outdoor blanket and some plastic to protect these flowers, and it certainly worked. Obviously this little bee is happy to find the nectar in there. These flowers did very well. How beautiful. Let's see if I could catch them there. Look at that. Just gonna watch him for another second. And y'all, I'm not that great at naming the types of bees, so if that's not a bumblebee or a honeybee, y'all let me know what kind that is. I really want to learn what kind of insects I have around here. These are some of my native seeds that I had left out here just under this cover to see if they would make it. These all needed cold stratification, so I wasn't worried about the seeds necessarily, but the little seedlings I was worried was gonna freeze in this weather, but they actually look all the way all right. I can't wait to see these grow. I do have a special spot in my yard that I'm gonna create a native garden. So I didn't have the right marker, so that my tags are fading, but this one was world milkweed. This one is a prairie blazing star. This one, I do have something growing here. Oh, rose mallow, awesome. So excited to see that. Oh, my tag is missing. Oh no, here it is. Oh, early sunflower, awesome. And let's see what this one is here. Cream wild indigo. It's gonna be a beautiful bush. So we'll see how these do. If any of you were concerned about how daikon radish does in 16-degree weather, well, this is how it does. The roots might still be okay. Let's have a look. That one still looks okay. I don't know if the roots will get any thicker considering their leaves are destroyed, but we'll see. That one's a pretty nice root, actually. So I do have some of these to harvest. And here are my lettuces and bok choy. I thought these were going to be more cold hardy than they were. The leaves got a lot of damage. I did harvest as much as I could prior to this freeze because I knew that it was risky to leave them. But the plants actually, they look like they'll rebound. This one looks okay. This one is a freckled romaine lettuce. Here, that's a freckled romaine. And this one here, this one's putting on some new growth actually, so these are gonna be okay. That's a devil's ear lettuce there. Devil's ear. That's a little bee on an arugula flower. It must be doing okay. I did have this one covered with a blanket and some plastic. And let's check out how these cherry tomatoes did down here. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. They're doing fine. That's exciting. And this little bee here. She's right up on those arugula flowers. I'm glad I let this flower. It's pretty cool to watch. My kales did fine. This is some Swiss chard, letting that grow. And the green onions did great too. Look at that, they're beautiful. This bed was completely uncovered. This dinosaur kale, the leaves have some damage, but the plants still survive just fine. The little Johnny jump up flowers, they look like they're okay. Have some foliar damage, but they're still pretty cute. Look at these right here. How cute. The rosemary, I was survived. I didn't know what to think about rosemary with this 16-degree weather we had, but it didn't even seem to notice. Parsley as well, it did pretty good. Oregano, didn't even notice the cold. I do have some little chives here. They did fine as well. I knew the basil wouldn't do well, but I left it because I have these seeds, these little seed husks here. I wanted to let them drop seed, so I left all of this. So when it's springtime, hopefully I'll get some volunteer basils. This is my last tomato bed here. Let's see how these flowers look. They don't look too bad. The plant itself, it's got a lot of spots, but I really can't say that that was from the freeze. It was looking kind of bad before the freeze. This one too. Very spotty. But if I can get some early tomatoes off of these, and they can produce for me until the ones that I have under the lights are ready, it'll be worth it. And this here, this was just some scraps that I had used as mulch. Oh, this is a tomato plant here. Let's see how this one looks. Didn't really have any fruit set on these, on this bed. So we'll let these continue to grow, see how they do. We're not expecting any more freezes here before springtime. Of course, you never know what 2021, one thing this year and last year has taught us, you never know what you're gonna get. So we're not expecting any. This plant here, this one is a strawberry spinach. The leaves here are edible, they say. I find they taste very strong of just grassy flavor. Not necessarily anything I'm gonna reach for in my salad as a base, but they make little stalks with these red berries that they say taste like strawberries. So we'll see how these taste when they start fruiting. They did fine in the 16-degree weather. These were not covered at all, and it is well established and perennial, and it's welcome. You need some food security these days. This is our strawberry patch that we have in this pot. These flowers still look fantastic. So let me tell you what I did here to protect these in this pot. I don't know what this is. Y'all tell me if y'all think this is like a little slug or something that came and ate on this, or if it just split because of all the rain that we got prior to the freeze. But look, this is what I did with this. See that blanket, that little fleece blanket? I threw that over this pot with that cardboard box, and then I covered it in plastic. And that's how it stayed for 6 days while we had this storm. And these plants don't even seem to notice. Look how beautiful that is. I'll take a picture of that one. I love strawberry flowers. They're very sweet. This was one other thing I wanted to show y'all. I have a picture the morning of the first night of our freeze, the morning after the first night of our freeze, and this plant just had icicles dripping off of it. This is a rose bush, and it did beautifully. It's got some beautiful new growth right there, and here even. And these leaves will recover. This will do beautifully. I'm excited to see some beautiful roses come off of this in another few weeks. So that was just a quick little tour around the garden to see how things are looking since we uncovered them from the freeze. The tomatoes did remarkably well. I am hopeful that I'll have some ripe tomatoes in a few more 6 weeks or so, I'm hoping, and everything else seemed to do pretty well. I didn't have any catastrophic losses. So the short of it is a lot of mulch, some fleece blankets, cardboard box, and plastic, and you might just make it. See y'all next time.